we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming where you're going to do some silly voice lesson warm-up thingies. And we're going to instead talk about Matthew's terrible, awful, bad day rant. And we're going to get Jennifer's reaction to it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mastering Music with Matthew. How are you, Jennifer?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty angry today.
I can tell.
Take a look at my thumbnail there. Arr.
Yeah, I have the chat. I have the chat on my phone, so.
Arr. We're going to get there in a little bit. But we're not there yet.
I love how you said that like a pirate.
We're going to get there in a little bit. Down to that OMG moment. Oh, we will get there. But not yet. First, let's start at the beginning, shall we? So, the beginning of the day yesterday, I had my live stream scheduled like normal. And I was actually ahead of the game in a lot of ways because I already had everything typed and ready, and I felt organized, and I felt like I had practiced a lot, and I was, good mood and chipper. Then, first thing that happened was I couldn't get my audio interface to work. And I haven't been using it except for this stream and if I record in my DAW. So it just wasn't connected. It wasn't set up. And so setting the hardware up, it's got its own plug-and-play driver. It's simple. You just should work. But it didn't. So after about 3 minutes or so of making sure that everything was correct, I had to go into Windows, and Windows is like, oh yeah, okay, we fixed it, and it didn't even say what was wrong. And then it was working. Okay, great. Okay. So then I go and I start doing my live stream, and I'm singing some songs, and I'm noticing, because I have a guitar amp right here, like literally like my left hand's here, there's a guitar amp like right here. So I'm like, I don't have headphones on. I can hear that I can't hear my amp. And I'm like, this is the first time that I had picked my guitar back up after I put it on the stand and played a little bit of saxophone with the loop. And so my guitar connection wasn't working. And I guess it must have gotten like jammed in there or something when I set it down, because it wouldn't work when it was like fully plugged in anymore. It just wouldn't work. So I pulled it out a little bit, and then this is on my 6-string guitar, mind you. I pulled it out a little bit, and it started working. So I started playing, but then because it was pulled out a little bit, it wasn't tight, and so then it was loose, and so then the guitar would kind of come in and come out. It was mostly there, but there was a lot of times where I was just kind of singing a cappella, and it looked like I was playing guitar. Then the third thing that happened was I got a little bit overzealous too early in the show, and like my voice cracked, and then it wasn't the same for the rest of the stream. My highest belting mix was then compromised for the rest of the stream, so then I had to kind of modify my set list a little bit.
Well, you sounded good. If it helps, when I came in, I think I came in after that after all that happened. But you sounded good from the songs that I heard.
Okay, and you were watching. I mean, did
Yeah.
I look like I was upset, like I was disturbed? Was I
No.
showing like
No.
anything?
I didn't think so.
Because it was there, and
Mm-mm.
so the entertainer, that the show must go on, right?
Yeah, yeah, and you did. You did a good job at that, I thought.
Yeah. So okay, so
Like
then
I didn't even know at first that happened. If it helps, because until
right.
later.
Okay, then I'm going on the stream and I'm singing a little bit extra gingerly on the upper register, and I make it through the stream except for the guitar cutting in and out. And I just decided to. I did the full length that I intended to do anyway. I did over an hour, even though I was having guitar problems. So then I decided, okay, finished the stream, and I set it on to do the screen record right away. That way, if anything gets blocked for copyright, I have it recorded on my computer. I always just do that right away. Okay. Then I get a message. So I have this friend, okay, an old friend, one of the few old friends that I'm still in contact with from a long time ago, back in Indiana, PA, where I'm from. I don't want to be too specific, but we had a disagreement. I invited this friend on my podcast, and we had a falling out basically because the friend thought that in the interview I was mocking them and making fun of them, wasn't taking them seriously. So this happened months ago. So they chose today to reach out to my apology to them for blocking them because they were fireballing me and insulting me one day a long time ago because they were lashing out at me because apparently they thought that I didn't do my interview the same with them as I do with everybody else, that I was making fun of them and mocking them and whatever. I don't know where that came from, because this really hurts because that I did not do that. Did not intend that. So I feel terrible. I apologize if that's how they feel, but I don't apologize for doing that because I didn't do that.
I feel like that's not your personality.
You've seen Flowering Creativity.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
We poke jokes at each other. Freaking Eleanor roasted me a couple times. It was great. I loved it.
I know. I guess this person just didn't have a sense of humor then? Is that
I don't know. The point is, it's part of my terrible, awful, bad day.
I'm just laughing at the voice you just used.
Okay, so for those of you who just tuned in, right? First, I was having trouble with the stream multiple times, multiple places. My 6-string guitar is out of commission now because the jack on it's busted. I got through the show with a busted jack. It was cutting in and out. Then my friend reaches out saying, I screwed up their interview and I was making fun of them and mocking them when I have massive respect for them and I really do. It makes me want to cry. I can't. Yeah. I don't know where that came from. Like, I was having fun. Like, I was enthusiastic. I was energetic. I was maybe a little too much. Maybe I was too animated. I don't know what it was, but he felt like I was like parodying him instead of like, and I was just like sharing the friendly energy of my homie. That was what I intended. Like,
I think too sensitive probably, and I'm
pretty damn sensitive too. So
no,
it's kind of
I know.
Two very sensitive people getting mixed up in this, and my intention was to promote him and obviously to have a good show on my channel. That was my intention, and so the ultimate thing with that was I deleted it. We didn't use it, any of it, because he didn't like it. He told me to delete it.
I wish I could see it, like just me personally, so that I could tell you if I thought you were being that way.
Well, I would show you if I could. No,
that's okay, but I don't think you're ever that way though.
So anyway, I'm not having you to take sides. I'm just.
I know.
The point is the emotion. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, then I'm set to go to my first open mic and play out in the public since COVID. Last night. I had made plans with this gentleman. I met him before, jammed with him a couple times before, and I had, before COVID, verbally said, hey man, this is a great venue. I love the way you run sound. I love your stage. I'd love to play here. And he's like, yeah man, I want to hear you. So come out to open mic and let me see your single. So that was what I intended to do that night. So... my 6-string guitar is broken. I can't use it. So, I'm going to use my 12-string guitar. Okay, no problem. My voice is a little bit fucked up. Okay, I can still do this. Okay, no problem. All right, I gotta remember when I do the monetization thing, I swore a little bit. Okay, we're past that. Then Okay, what songs can I play on my 12 string? Okay. So I decided I was going to start with Right Now. That's a great song with so much energy. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I love that song. Yeah.
So I was going to do Right Now, and then I picked 3 different ballads. Either Stay to the End, that's Mellify song, hashtag Mellify, or that one that Aleep inspired me, Wind of Change,
Yeah, you did that yesterday.
or What It Takes, Aerosmith, What It Takes. Those were my 3 choices for slow songs, and then I had Living on a Prayer, or Got My Mind Set on You by George Harrison. One of those 2 for my closing number. I got my loop pedal, I got my 12 string. I practiced all 6 of those songs on the 12 string. So my 12 string had been tuned to standard guitar tuning, okay? E, A, D, G, B, E. It was fine. It was working fine. So I tuned it down to D, G, C, F, A, D, because that's what I do when I perform. I usually have one guitar in standard tuning and one guitar in drop tuning for performing. So that's why I had one in standard tuning.
Right.
I practiced it in my drop tuning. Everything's fine. So then I set up all my stuffs by the door. There's a crucial moment that I wasn't even aware of. My guitar in the case, fell over in the house. Would think nothing of it. That shit happens all the time. My guitar cases fall over all the time with my guitars in them. That's why your guitar's in a case. It's fine. It's protected. I go to the open mic, and I'm thinking early, before my time slot, before it even started. My time was 8 o'clock, and I also brought my saxophone so I could sit in with the band. Excuse me, on a bossa. The guy invited me to sit in on a bossa with him. Okay, sure, yeah, I'll do it. So that was at 7. It was the bossa was a little after 7. So this is probably, I get there to sign up, and this is probably about 6:40. I go and I take my guitar out of the case, and I'm sitting there and I'm trying to tune it. And the strings, they wouldn't tune. They just kept falling down. The pitch just kept falling down. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is odd. This is really odd. What's going on? And I turned and I looked at it, and I saw the crack.
My God.
Where is it? So you can see it in the camera. I'm trying to get a good angle.
Yeah, it's hard to see it.
It is hard to see it, but it's not. It's very,
I see it though. Yeah.
It's very, very, very big.
Oh my God.
And it's busted. This is a 12-string guitar. So, dude, like, even if it can't really be fixed. Okay, so here I am. Okay, and I'm at this club, and all of a sudden, my wife left to go get takeout for us to eat. They don't care if you bring food in. We're sitting there drinking. So anyway, and I'm like, oh my God! There's all these other people around me. And, they're getting their guitars out and getting their uke out and talking and drinking. And the one guy's like, you having trouble there? And I was like, yeah, I'd say so. Why don't you look at this? And I showed him. And so I just started making a joke out of it. Because it was right there in that moment, in public. I'm either going to laugh or cry.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt that way?
Oh, yeah.
It's so intense that you're either going to laugh or you're going to cry. You're going to explode one way or the other. And so I'm like, okay, I'm an entertainer, right? I'm going to make people laugh. That's what I'm going to do. So I just started showing people and trying to make a laugh. And they're like, oh man, that sucks. And I'm like, yeah, it sucks. And they're like, oh, you seem to be taking it okay. And I'm like, well, man, the show must go on. I'll just play more saxophone, I guess. It's like, I was like, the universe is telling me, don't do that. obviously, first I have the trouble on the stream, the trouble with my voice. Then I have the broken guitar, the first broken guitar jack, right? Then I have my friend with the emotional thing from months ago that had been unanswered, that had to get answered that day. And I was just told her, no, dude, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry you feel this way, but I'll talk to you about this another time because I'm busy tonight. And
Oh
then,
my god.
the guitar's busted. Okay, so what I did was, I went to the host and I showed him the guitar. And I said, hey man, I'm not going to be able to do a solo set tonight. He's like, holy crap, what is, I don't, it's busted. I don't know, man. And he's like, oh, well, 12 strings, that's a lot of tension. Okay. So anyway, what I did instead of doing my 3 songs by myself, was I just played saxophone. And the host came back up and did a couple of blues songs.
Cool.
And we had like a 5 or 6 piece band up there and just played a couple of blues songs instead. And I got some footage of it. I got some footage of a little bit of the bossa, and then I got a footage of at least one of the 2 songs that we did with the band. My wife was gracious enough to be my cameraman.
Well, question: are we still in that Mercury retrograde thingy?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So I'm just wondering when you described all that. I was like, oh my god, that's horrible. I'm sorry. I. That's horrible.
So, well, there's a happy ending, sort of. But you go ahead and give me your reaction.
That's horrible. That's a horrible day. I'm sorry that happened, and I just want to say that you're an awesome host and an awesome person, and anybody that gives you crap, I want to kind of, but I'm sorry about the guitar though. Oh my god, and that's not even like they can't fix that. There's nothing they can do. It's not like.
Okay, so now let's get to the bright side.
Okay.
My wife comes back with the takeout. And I'm sitting there, and I went from anxious to, upset, but not, like, outwardly upset.
Right.
And then she's like, oh my God, what happened? And I told her, and I told her that I had already resolved it, and she was proud of me for not getting upset and, showing my ass. It was I had many opportunities yesterday to show my ass. I could have, obviously during the live stream, I could have, stopped it. I could have gotten upset or, not been professional during the live stream. Obviously that didn't happen. I'm not going to do that. I could have blown up at my friend. How could you choose this day to freaking talk to me? No, I didn't do that. And then at the show, I could have freaking been, really gotten really upset at the show and made a bad impression on people and left a bad taste in people's mouth. And I didn't do that. So, so that the good part of it, was that my wife came back with the takeout, and then she was like, "Yo, I think you're doing okay, and I respect that." And she's like, she's like, you can just get another guitar. And I was like, the thing that's upsetting me the most, honey, is that I don't want my music to be a fucking liability. I'm trying to have a career. I'm trying to bring in money. I'm not trying to freaking, cost us, I'm
Spend it, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems like I got some new viewers here. So let me just give the quick recap for the new viewers. We have the start of the bad day, right? We have the stream where at the beginning my interface wouldn't work at all. It took up a lot of my warm-up time getting that fixed. Then my guitar was cutting in and out, so I couldn't use my 6th string for the open mic. I had trouble in the stream a lot. That's got to get fixed. Then had a friend was wanting to deal with emotional stuff, saying that I mocked them in an interview when I didn't intend that. I wanted to resolve it today in the same bad day. Then I go to my open mic, first time out since COVID, and when I get there and I'm trying to tune my guitar, the neck is cracked and busted off, almost completely off. If you can see, the crack goes about 80% of the way through. It's really hard to see because of the lighting, but it's right. It goes all the way from here, all the way from here, all the way around, and then all the way up to the hair. It's really bad. Okay, so my wife's saying you can get a new guitar, and I'm like, well, okay, I need to get my six string fixed because I don't have a gig for a gig guitar. Okay, right now I need a guitar I can count on. Okay, sure, no problem. Okay, so then I'm like, what am I gonna do with it? Right? I mean, it's like it'll never be able to hold 12 strings ever again. No way. 12 strings is a lot of tension, even if you tune it down. So I was closed my eyes and I thought back to this is all while I'm at the bar. I thought back to my old job at Lewis Music, my buddy Paul, and he would fix guitars. And I imagined if because I knew him for 15 years almost. So I can imagine what he would say back, right? And it's like hand it to him and what do you think of this? And oh, that'll never be a 12 string again. And then I heard him say, but you might be able to make it into a 6. So I was thinking, I'm trying to make it into a Nashville 6. So what that is, it's like a 12 string guitar, but there's only 6 strings. So it's the extra 6 strings of a 12 string.
Wow.
So what I was thinking is, I'll take off the 6 regular guitar strings to take off tension. And then I'll see if I can, glue it and clamp it, and then I could use it as a Nashville 6 just for recording and goofing around at home.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to gig with it because it could break at any moment. But I could try to record with it at least, because if it broke while I was recording, the worst thing that would happen would be I'd have to play it on a regular 6 instead of a Nashville 6. But if you don't know what a Nashville 6 is, when you listen to Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd, that's a great example. Got this from Rick Beato, from his great show. He was talking about how on the chorus where they go into the major, there is no pain, you are receding, and that really pretty guitar comes in, that's a Nashville 6. So it's like I said, it's like a 12-string guitar, the high strings of a 12-string guitar. And I think the 6th string, you actually put a skinny first string on it, so it's actually the high E rather than a octave down E, but I think that's optional. You can do it either way. Anyway, so there's the silver lining, is that I might be able to salvage it somewhat. But it'll never be the same, obviously. And I'll never be able to count on it for a gig ever again.
That's sad. I'm sorry.
And so I wasn't able to process any of this. You know what I mean? Like I know the danger of burying your emotions. That's not good. So I was trying to be on this teetering balance wheel while I was there. Like I was trying to feel it, and not like bury it, but at the same time I couldn't show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a test in presence and acting. Seriously. And honestly, like if you think about it, to be an actor, to be good, you really would have to be present, right?
Yeah.
At least while you're on set, like while you're on camera. Because like how are you going to be somebody else other than yourself if you're not paying full attention to the now, right?
Right.
That's what I was having to kind of do a little bit, because like I was pissed.
I mean, I don't blame you for being pissed. I mean, it's like, oh my God.
So that's the life's lesson. The life's lesson is, I mean, like once I got home, I cried about it some,
Yeah.
but like I couldn't just, and I couldn't turn into a big thundercloud and bring everybody down. You know what I mean? That's not the point. You go to an open mic, you're there to have fun. And it actually, I think possibly ended up better in the end that I played saxophone with the group rather than just played by myself. But I really wanted to audition for the place. So it's like the whole idea of ambition and money is tied into this, because it's like, I'm trying to get a job, and what did I get? I got a tool broken. But like, I think it broke before we even went, because the only time it could have broke is when the case fell over. And I said that's so strange, because that's happened 1,000 times.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was
I'm
the,
just.
the one that broke it.
Aw, that's horrible. But maybe the guy was understanding, though. You think? I mean, he sounded like he was.
Which guy?
The guy that the guy, the place you played at.
Oh,
when you
dude, he
showed
was
him.
super understanding.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He was.
So.
He was. He felt bad for me. He was super cool. Incredibly over the top cool.
Uh-huh.
So now I got to figure out how I'm going to resolve things with my friend, because my friendship is really important. But at the same time, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like like beg or like stoop to this level where I admit a wrongdoing that I never intended, and didn't. I don't feel that it was even accidentally executed, but I know there's other factors going on in this, and I just not really looking forward to dealing with that. But it's
Yeah.
better than the silence of just being uh,
There's a
not
great
talked to.
song that I've been listening to lately because I've recently had some people tell me stuff, and I actually did a TikTok yesterday of Chandler Bing going, "I'm not great at the advice, but can I interest you in a sarcastic comment?" And I was like, that's what I've been telling people lately. But like, because I really got reamed out by some people recently.
Oh boy.
And there's a great song, and I don't know if it just has to do with COVID or people. So many people are stressed out right now, but anyways, there's a great song that I've been listening to that maybe we could do a react to it sometime. It's a High School Musical, "Just Walk Away." Have you heard of that song?
Mm, I don't know.
I'm not saying to do that, but I'm just saying like the song itself, like basically says, if this person won't accept an apology or whatever, or they won't accept what you have to say, like the song itself is about like just walk away. Have you heard it? It's High School Musical 3, but it's a great song.
I've heard some stuff from the first one because I
Uh-huh.
talked, but the second and third one were not as popular.
Yeah, I never actually saw the third movie, but I know the song because of what I've been dealing with lately. And I've been trying to not, I guess, give so much advice and stuff lately just because of things people have said to me. But anyways, but the song is really good, and my feeling is and what the song is saying is if someone will not accept your apology or will not accept the fact that you possibly didn't do this or whatever, just walk away. That's what it says. No goodbyes because it's not. We should really react to it sometime. It's a great song, but it's kind of been my theme song lately. But I'd love to have you listen to it sometime because maybe it'll help. I don't know. But music constantly helps me with things. Like I know it does you too, right?
Oh
So
yeah.
I don't
No,
know if
and
I.
that was the saving grace at the open mic, was that okay? But
Yeah.
I have my saxophone. I can play. I can just play. And then the guy was like, what do you want to do? And it's so tough because I knew what I wanted to do, but like the chord charts that I had on me weren't concert key. They were for a guitar that's tuned down a whole step. So I couldn't even give the
Yeah.
freaking changes. I'd be like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
just subtract a whole step from every letter on this page. They're all wrong.
Yeah. Just go down a step, no problem.
It's like, so I was like, I'll just jam on the saxophone, dude.
How do you even transpose on? Like, I don't even know how the capo works. I have a capo. I have
Hmm.
no idea how that works though on guitar. I know transposing for wind instruments and stuff, but
We can do a lesson on how to use the capo if
oh,
you
that's
want.
cool.
That could
Yeah,
be a live stream
so
lesson.
that could be fun sometime.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So for those who just tuned in, I noticed I got some new viewers. Recapping my terrible bad day. So it started off, I was having trouble with my audio interface here. My computer was messing with the audio enhancements or some crud. I don't know. It took me 10 minutes or something of my setup time. So then I'm here and I'm doing my live stream and I do my first saxophone solo. I pick up my guitar and I start singing and I hear that my guitar is no longer coming out of my amp, which means it's no longer going to the board, which means you guys can't hear it. So I don't know if it got jammed in there or what, but my guitar jack is now not working. So I pulled it out just a tiny bit, and the connection started again. So I thought, okay, well maybe let's get through this stream. And then for the rest of the stream, it was just cutting in and out whenever it felt like it, and it wasn't horrible because at least it didn't have the like. It was just like literally just disappearing and coming back, so that was sort of a little bit better. I had some unintended acapella stream for you guys, and then there was a couple of loops where I was playing saxophone where the like parts of the loop were cutting in and out. Okay, whatever. Then I've had this thing later with my friend, and he wants to resolve an old thing where he's saying that I mocked him in an interview that never got to air because of that, and I wasn't. I was just having fun and asking him the same questions, basically the same way I ask everybody else. And I don't know, he's super sensitive, and I'm super sensitive, and so we stopped talking for a while. Chooses this day to start to try to maybe resolve it, but he wants me to apologize for stuff that I don't feel like I did and certainly didn't intend. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Then continuing. So I'm like, okay, I'll just play this open mic on my 12 string and audition for this place and try to get a gig. And then freaking I get there and my freaking 12 string is cracked and it won't tune up. So then I'm like, okay, well guys, I'll just play my saxophone. It's okay. And then my wife was proud of me for keeping my stuff, keeping my chill, and and then she was really good to me, and she's like, we're gonna fix it, and I'm not gonna be in a hurry, but I can get something. It's either gonna be another guitar or maybe another ukulele, something. So eventually. But I just explained to her. My point was to try to get a job,
Yeah.
not to try to cause a bill. Like that was my whole freaking point. It was like,
But she's awesome though. I love her, your wife.
she's so awesome.
Yeah, she really is.
She's, yeah,
I want to say hi. If she watches this later.
yeah. I'm super super lucky. I'm super super lucky.
Yeah.
So I kept having opportunities to screw up, and I don't think I screwed up. I tried to just keep everything cool as much as I can, and even
Mhm.
today I'm still upset. Like it sucks, man, because this is
Mhm.
it's really hard to see on here, but
I
it's
know it's hard to see on
toasted,
the
man.
video.
It's right there.
I definitely saw it in that picture you posted though for your thumbnail.
Well, yeah, that's why I put the arrows,
Yeah.
because otherwise you wouldn't probably notice it, because it's like just like a shadow, but it's
Mhm.
yeah.
That sucks. I'm sorry. I know. That makes me want to cry, dude. Because it's an instrument, It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. But then, like I said, my wife was really understanding, and I'm gonna see if I can maybe possibly glue it to try to make it into a Nashville six string. I'm gonna try that. It'll obviously
yeah.
have to be only detuned and only played at home and all this stuff, but then at least I don't have to throw it in the garbage. Because I mean,
Mhm.
electronics on it still work. It's just that
Yeah.
hunk of wood there.
Um.
Kind of important hunk of wood though.
Yeah, I know. Good. How hard is it to play a 12-string guitar? Because I think 6-string is pretty hard.
Well, you just every string's doubled, and so
Okay.
you like literally fret every string with like every fretting finger is doing two strings at a time,
Oh,
and
okay.
and whenever you pluck the strings, generally you pluck them together. Now, I actually have my 12 string. It was set up so the the little original grooves were redone. We turned them so they were closer together to make it easier to play,
Mhm.
and kind of made new grooves on the bridge. Um, just slightly different to make it just a little bit easier to play.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
I just like never
it was the
that.
easiest playing 12 string in the world, and
Wow.
now it's not.
I'm sorry.
Well, I need to get my other guitar into the shop, and it's going to
Mhm.
take a week to 2 weeks to fix it. Just to
I feel
just to
like
change out the damn jack.
are guitars more maintenance than saxophones, do you think? Or do you think saxophones are more?
Oh, they're about the same.
Are they? I wasn't sure.
Everything has maintenance,
No,
except
I
for maybe
know.
an electronic keyboard until you spill
Yeah.
something on it or whatever. Yeah.
I love my keyboard.
But I mean, I had to, it made me humble. It made me humble because I went in there and
Mhm.
I wanted to show everybody everything I could do, and then the universe was like, no, just show them saxophone. That's enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? That's not what I
That's
wanted.
well,
That's what happens.
but maybe something will come out of it. Like they'll
Maybe,
say, "Hey, we need a saxophone player for," you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Well,
You
that's
know what?
really the lesson of the stream is just because like I had to do grounding. I had to do massive grounding. And I wouldn't even say that it was so much that I was thinking I needed to ground. It was more instinctual. I just while I was sitting there at the table and drinking my beer because after the freaking crack guitar, I got myself a beer right away. I didn't have one until then.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm drinking my beer, and I had one hand on my beer and on my
Mhm.
glass, and then I had the other hand was just in my lap, on my belly,
Yeah.
and I could just feel in my belly the heaviness. I could just feel it, and it was just this sinking feeling. And so I just with my left hand, I just kind of like the right if you okay, not right and left because you could be opposite, right, if you're left-handed. So we'll say your dominant hand, okay, that's like energetically like your power hand or your yang hand, right? And your non-dominant hand energetically would be your yin hand, right, or your more
Mhm.
sensitive hand.
Right.
Okay, so what I was doing was I was just sitting there and I was just holding my beer and just trying not to think about it. And so like not actively avoiding thinking, but instead because the thinking just happens. You can't stop it. But instead I just kept trying to draw my attention back to like the space in between my hand and my belly while I was breathing.
Mhm.
Like that
Yeah.
was what I was focused on. Like and it was cold. And
Yeah.
it was really cold. And it
Mhm.
was it was draining. And it was just like a little kid that wanted to like scream out and cry and like listen to my story. It was horrible,
Aw.
right? Right?
Yeah.
It like wanted to outburst this energy, right? And this is just an emotion in me. It's not me. It's just an energy. It's just
Mhm.
and so I'm just sitting there breathing and just trying to let it pass.
Yeah.
You
I guess
know?
that's all you can do, right?
Yeah. Thank you for subscribing.
Hi guys. Someone says sorry about all that all at once. Deborah said that. A
Oh,
lot to
thank you,
deal with.
Deborah.
Yeah. I thought you should know she said that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do chat here before we close down.
Yeah, I know.
But there
I
hasn't
just
been that
wanna
many chats. Thank you,
no.
Deborah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's this is this
I
is
want
this.
a virtual hug. Virtual hug.
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel like a lot of people are going through a lot of crap. That's why I was wondering, like, is it Mercury retrograde still? Like, I don't know.
it's but then, towards the end of the night, after I played with the band and
Hmm.
I had a second beer while I was sitting there drinking it with my wife, and we talked a little more. Um, and I had other people come up to me and talk to me, and a lot of people, pat me on the back. Oh man, I love that sax, and oh, you sound great. And man, it's
Yeah,
been so
see?
long. It's been so long since we had a sax here, and then they're like, and it was you the last time. It was the sax that was here. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I've been here before. It's been like almost a year and a half or something, Like, yeah, man. So I mean, that was,
Yeah.
that helped me feel a lot better,
Good.
But I had to get through all those. You know what I mean? It wasn't until my wife got back. Thank you for subscribing, Shake. It
Hi.
wasn't until my wife got back, with the takeout, with the ramen, and I started drinking my beer, and I started, calming down a little bit. Um, you know,
Yeah.
for a while there, I just had to just sit there and just breathe
And then
because
what and then what happens before we start the live stream where I was supposed to react? My internet goes out. It's laughable. It's laughable.
it's been working great since though.
I know, it's because I reset the modem. I was like, ah! I'm gonna karate punch the modem over there. That would have really helped though. That would have destroyed it. I was like, no! I need to react to this.
Yeah.
I would have just gone to my parents' house and used their internet or something, but I was like, oh my god. That's why I was like, is it Mercury retrograde? What's happening? I
I
don't pay attention to that stuff, but I mean, sometimes I do because my friends post about it, but I'm just like, I don't know. It feels like we're always in retrograde, so whatever. My life is retrograde.
well, I'll tell you what, you know, I said to my wife, I said, part of what was upsetting me is it's like, like I said, I don't want to be a liability. I want to be an asset. I want to make money for us. I want to succeed here. That was my whole goal in doing this. And then she grabbed my hand and she looked me in the eyes and she said, "Honey, shit happens. As long as you don't give up, I'm cool."
Aw, she's so
And
awesome.
then she's like, "You can get another guitar,
Mhm.
you know." And I'm like, part of that is, just because she feels bad right in that moment. But then if I'm just gonna immediately buy another guitar, that's selfish, And I'm not saying I'm not gonna get one, but it's like, you know, she's just she was like almost overcompensating, you know,
Aw, she's awesome though.
because she really wanted me to have a good night.
Yeah, she's great. Give her a hug for me, by the way,
Yeah,
from me. I keep
yeah.
muting myself. I was actually bit by a horsefly the other day, so my head is itching. So if I mute myself, that's why I don't want people to hear me going like that.
Oh man.
Horseflies.
So, Fami's here. All right.
Hi,
Yeah.
Fami.
So I guess I should give one more quick little recap of my horrible bad day. Before we wrap the stream up for you, Fami. Anybody else
Yeah.
that's just tuned in. So it started off the morning. I had a live stream. My interface wouldn't work. Windows had to fix it. It was just some kind of internal audio enhancements decided not to work or something. I don't know what the hell. Okay. Then I'm doing my live stream. Everything's going okay until I pick up my guitar for the first time after I played my saxophone on a loop, and I'm finishing a song, and I notice that the connection's not working anymore for my guitar. So after the song, I fiddled with it a little bit, got it to start working again, kept the show going, but then for the rest of the show, it was intermittently cutting in and out whenever it wanted. Um, and so I even had loops that I made to solo over on my saxophone that had freaking literal holes in them. And I'm like, okay, great, all right. Make sure you fill this spot. then, so I finished my live stream. Okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I have this old friend that we had falling out over my Flowering Creativity podcast. I invited him to be on, and I interviewed him, and apparently he felt like I was making fun of him because I don't know, and it's crazy. So this was months ago, and we hadn't been talking for months, and then he chooses this day to like tell me that he felt insulted by the way I interviewed him, like I was making fun of him, and I'm supposed to like apologize for that. And I'm like, what? Okay, so then I have this first gig open mic I'm supposed to go to audition for this bar. This has been coming for like a year and a half since the last time I had been there. I had made arrangements for this guy to do this, and then COVID happened. So I'm finally going to do this audition for this guy, and I'm bringing my 12-string guitar because my 6-string's broken. Changed my songs around. I screwed up my voice a little bit in the live stream, cracked a little bit, so I didn't have as much range as I normally do. Get everything all arranged, but I got to do these in my drop key because my voice thing happened. So then go to the gig, and it's freaking my guitar's neck is cracked. It had fallen over in the case like it had 1,000 times before when I was getting ready to leave, and it busted. And now it's like forever gone. If you can see, it's just a little shadow or a little. You can see the crack. It's hard to see. And somebody's calling my phone right now. That's not a good thing.
It's not me.
No, it's Connecticut. It's not.
I was like, it's not me. My phone's on the YouTube. I was on the chat there.
Yeah, they can leave a message, Connecticut. Okay.
Yeah, Connecticut. That's probably spam call.
Yeah, so I'm trying to tune my guitar at this open mic, and then I noticed the crack, and I'm like, oh shit, I ain't playing this. So I guess I'm just gonna play saxophone instead. So that's what I did. The rest of the night, for my 15-minute spot, instead of auditioning for the club on guitar, vocal, and saxophone like I had intended, I just decided to let the band back me up, and we played a couple of blues songs. And I got some footage of me playing with the band. We did a bossa. I got some of that, and then we did a couple of blues songs where I got to play some saxophone with the band. I'll be putting that footage up shortly, so you all get to check that out. And life gave me a freaking whole lot of hops, so I made some beer. And in the end, it was good because people like my sax playing. I tried to wail and moan and cry with my saxophone to get as much of that out as I possibly could while I was on stage. Because the blues, right, Jennifer? What better music when you're playing live with a band? Bass and drums, keyboards, and everything, right?
Heck yeah.
And electric guitar. What better genre to freaking just get all that crap out?
I know, right?
And just moan and wail and cry. And I was freaking humming and screaming into the saxophone. I
bet.
I tried to still play musically, like, build up slowly so they'll give me 2 choruses kind of thing.
Yeah.
but I really tried to just, once I got on stage, I just let it loose, and then I felt better. After I did. I mean, my guitar was still broken, but that was what was supposed to happen, I guess, because that's what happened. So, yeah, and I really made my wife was just so awesome because she was so supportive and wonderful, and that was the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
It really.
She's awesome. Give her a hug for me.
My wife won a lot of points last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
That's
was
awesome.
freaking cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So, hey, Ashi. All right, let's do some chat here from the top, guys. First off, Jennifer's music page says hi, and then Al Jalil says hi. All right, cool. And Jennifer's music page says hi again. And then Channel Hyberon says Karen with the sunglasses. Pretty cool. And then Jennifer's like, hello. And this is when
I know. I was just saying hi to everybody.
Good. And this is when Deborah Cox, this is what I do when I do my chat. This is Deborah Cox says, sorry about all that. All wants a lot to deal with. Yes. Yes, it was. But hey, it yielded this stream. So hopefully the lesson of this, when life gives you lemons, make some fucking lemonade. Hopefully that lesson spreads and because that's really what it was. All right? I was given a bunch of hops, a whole bunch of them. So I made beer, right? Or bought beer actually. I paid money for the beer. I didn't just make it there and drink it. It takes months to make beer. Anyway, okay. So then Fami says hi, Jennifer's music page. Hi, Matthew's music lesson studio, and hi to everyone. And Jennifer says hi. And Aji says hi, Matt, Jennifer, Fami, and all the audiences. Stay health. Thank you. With a nice flower. And then Fami says hi, bro, Aji. And Aji's like, what's this conversation about being late? Okay, Aji, alright, I'm going to give you, this is the last rundown because then we'll be at an hour. So, my terrible, awful, bad day. Okay, Aji, this one's for you. Shout out to Aji Saptoputro. You're a really cool guy. Thank you for being here. So, started off the day with my live stream. And when I was setting up, my freaking interface didn't work. And there was no reason for it. Just Windows decided it wasn't going to work. So I got that fixed. Then I was a little bit rushed getting going, but I got my stream going. And then in the second song, I finished my saxophone solo with the loop pedal. I picked my guitar back up, my 6-string, and it wasn't working. My guitar amp wasn't working. I was just, no signals coming to the board from my guitar. So I fiddled with it, got it working enough, but then it was cutting in and out the rest of the concert. And so the jack is literally broken on that guitar. So my 6-string guitar is now going to be out of commission for my gig later tonight, which is what I've been planning on using. Okay, so then my voice cracks a little weird, and I busted up a couple of notes on the Spirit Carries On, and it affected my voice the rest of the day. I then had to be extra careful about my highest mix belting because it could blow up. My chords could literally blow apart because I had went a little too hard before I warmed up. And I didn't warm up enough because I was spending my warm-up time trying to do the freaking interface. One thing leads to another, You see how the snowball effect happens. Then, so I'm frustrated, but the show's going on, and I'm trying not to show it. I even talked about it a little bit in between the songs, some of the things that were happening in the live stream. Just trying to make light of it, because one of those things, sometimes you either got to laugh or you got to cry, right? So that's what happened. Then after my live stream's over, I'm getting set up for my gig, my open mic. First time I've been out playing live since COVID. I was super excited. I had an audition set up with this guy to audition for the place. I was super excited about it. Then, freaking, my old friend, who we had a falling out over my podcast. I had interviewed him, and he didn't like the way I did it, and he felt I needed to apologize to him because he thought I was mocking him during the interview. This comes out after months and months and months. Comes out that same day yesterday. I'm like, what? I can't deal with this now. I'm like, I'm sorry you feel this way, but I got a gig tonight, so I'll talk to you about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm practicing my 12-string and everything's fine. I make my new modified set list based on changing guitars, based on changing my voice range down just slightly, just a little bit. So I had to retune my 12-string to be in drop tuning to make sure that I could do all these songs. So then I'm set. I'm getting ready to go. The guitar case fell over with the guitar in it. That must have been when it happened. Then I go to the gig, and I'm sitting there trying to tune my guitar, and it won't tune. And so I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I look at it, and I see the horrible crack on the back of the guitar. Right here. It's busted forever. So I'm like, I'm never gonna play this as a 12-string ever again. So I'm at this gig and I'm like, okay. And so I just started showing it to people. They're like, look what happened, man. And they're like, oh, dude, that sucks. Oh, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna put it away, man. I guess I'm just gonna play saxophone. So I showed the host and I was like, hey, man, I'm not gonna be able to do my solo set here. What? I was like, look, I'll just play saxophone. Just get some guys up on the stage and we'll just jam, So that's what we did. We just jammed. We played the blues for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. And I got some footage so that whenever I I'll go get that up for you guys in the next however long. Who knows? But it will hit my channel at some point. So you guys will get to see me, turning lemons into lemonade. And it was hard for me because a lot of times in my past when I had situations like that, I didn't handle them as well. You know, maybe I would get embarrassed and just walk out, just get my stuff and go, or like whatever. But I didn't do that. I collected myself, and then the show went on, and my wife
Yeah.
was really proud of me, and she's like, we're gonna fix it. So and we're gonna fix it. So everybody give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed something, if you got some value out of the story from my very bad day. It was an emotional ride, but it's over now, and so now it's time to move forward. So go ahead and give Jennifer's music page a look. She's got lots of cool videos on there. Make sure you
Thanks, guys.
subscribe to both of our pages, Matthew's Music Lesson Studio and Jennifer's music page.
Thank
Going
you.
back to the chat, so the last I had said was that he was late. So Ashi was late. So Jennifer's music page says hi, Ashi, and Jennifer's music page says big snowball. Deborah
Yeah.
Cox says, looking forward to your next Dimash reaction. Love is Like a Dream is my favorite, but they are all good. Hope things go super better for you. Music, notes, and hearts. Thank you so much. People are wanting me to do Unforgettable Day. The Unforgettable Day. I guess that's his original that he whistles up to D8 in. So that's so far the leader of Dimash requests. But I do believe I've seen that one before. It's on the list, so that's moving up on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, keep those requests coming. Keep those chats coming. Super chats are welcome if you want to help out with the whole guitar situation. Certainly, you're welcome to do that. And you can check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/Matthews Music Lesson Studio. Support the studio. I need income for things like this. Stuff like this happens. So hook me up, guys, please. I'm gonna keep doing this for you. Check out my Patreon, and I'm putting a video on Patreon special every week now. I'm really taking Patreon seriously. You can find bonus content from my podcast, but also I've also starting to put up. I got a bonus collab with The Leap. You can only get it on Patreon. Okay, I'm going to be putting up bonus covers or reactions that you can only get on Patreon. Okay, so keep that in mind. And going back to the chat, Jennifer's music page says, "Good to see everyone." And then Ashi says, "Sorry to hear that. Must be an expensive one." Well, I honestly don't remember how much this guitar cost. I've invested money in modifying it a couple of times. But like I said, I'm going to try to glue it and then see if I can make it into a Nashville 6-string, which would be the higher strings of a 12-string guitar, and just, only 6 of them. And then what I'm going to do is just obviously never take the guitar other than like home or camping trip. I could maybe recording. It'll be a beater. I can just I can throw it around, and it's already mostly broken. So who cares if it gets broken the rest of the way, right? Trying to find the positive in all this. And then Deborah says that would be Unforgettable Day. Okay, did I say it wrong? Okay, that's cool. Just Unforgettable Day at Gaku. Yep, it's great. Okay, well. That's the current Dimash reaction leader. I do want to hear D8. I don't even think I've heard a female sing a D8. That's higher than the piano goes, like one key. I Have you ever heard anybody sing that high, Jennifer?
No.
That'll be
Well,
neat.
what about not even that one person? The one react we did where that one guy went really high. That wasn't that high
That's
though,
who we're
right?
talking about. Oh no
Yeah,
no
yeah,
no.
yeah. Sorry, sorry.
No, it
I know
wasn't.
I
It wasn't
ran
that
same.
high. It wasn't that high.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna finish up the stream. Thank you for joining me on Mastering Music with Matthew, where we talked about Matthew's terrible, awful, bad day, and Jennifer gives her reaction to it, and we talked about the life lesson of when life gives you lemons, make some
Yes.
fucking lemonade. Okay, that's what it comes down to, right? And don't show your ass in public, right? Make a joke, right? Right? And it's like I said, you can't stop the thoughts. You can't. But you can just breathe and just not ignore them, but just your attention is elsewhere. It's on your breath.
Yeah.
And that's what saved me. And of course the alcohol helped.
I think you handled it good, Matthew. I do.
Yay for alcohol!
Yay for alcohol.
Kiss me while I kiss the sky.
Have a beer. We'll have a beer.
This is from Purple Haze. Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimi Hendrix. All right, guys. That's it. That's a show for today. That's a wrap. Thank you so much all for joining me, and we'll see you next time on Mastering Music with Matthew.